Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
You're watching All-Star 15 TV. To bring you all the action from Derby, Connecticut, here is AJ Capone.
Hello everybody and welcome to All-Star 15 TV. On the broadcast tonight, we are at Laguna Seca for the Pony Express Open Wheel for Amateurs. We have 5 minutes left in qualifying. So, with those 5 minutes, want to start off with a big thank you to everybody tuning in tonight, everybody at Pony Express for letting me come broadcast their league. So if you're new to the channel, new to the league, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. We will be following the Pony Express NASCAR for Amateurs throughout the entirety of their season. Lap times going across the top of your screen with just under 5 minutes left. Let's see if we could tune in to some drivers. Let's look up Sheriff Mark Dillon as he is just about to complete his first lap of qualifying tonight. Gets that number 3 across the line. That is going to put him P2 after that first lap. See if he can improve. Brad McCombs currently your potential pole sitter at a 122.36. As you see lap times going across the top of your screen. If you are new to the open wheel for amateurs, we have 2 featured events here tonight. First, we go for 20 minutes. Then your top 10 does get inverted for the 30-minute feature number 2. And we tally up the points from both races. And that's how we figure out our overall winner. Not that big of a track. You see Mark Dillon going down the corkscrew. Very iconic turn at Laguna Seca. That starts the back half of the course. Let's see if he can improve. Can he take the pole spot off from Brad McCombs? Coming towards the line. And let's see. Does he improve? No. He's just going to be okay with starting second because he just finishes. Interesting. Nobody on the track anymore. Everybody has taken a time here tonight. But once again, thank you everybody for joining me on All-Star 15 TV. We are in association with Extreme Sim TV. Hopefully you had a wonderful Monday. Now that you get to spend it with us. See Alexander Hammond's just doing some testing laps, getting a little more seat time, going up towards the top of the hill. This racetrack does have 11 turns. Right now he's going to loop it just at the top of the hill for Rahal Straight. Sorry, apologize. And that'll lead straight to turn 7, and turn 8 is the corkscrew. Just a minute and a half before we grid up. They're probably going through some quick driver meeting. See a lot of leagues do that with a little bit time left in qualifying. Gotta check something real fast. Gonna have to put on the make sure everything is still looking good. Everything is still looking good. So now we will switch everything over to gap time. That'll help us determine how far everybody is behind Brad McCombs. Once qualifying becomes official, I will bring you the starting lineup for the Pony Express Open Wheel for Amateurs Laguna Seca race. This is race number 4. There it is. Here is the starting lineup for heat number 1. Brad McCombs, Mark Dillon, your front row. Alexander Hammonds and Paul Boyle fill out row 2. Zach Purcell and Tyler Watts, row 3. Row 4 consists of Aaron Claybaugh and Zachary Nurnberger. Row 5 is Dustin Vase and Tony Watson. Row 6 is James Boatman and Brian Dunlon. 13th and 14th on the field are Daniel Barnett and Mike Keeler. So there is your starting lineup for the Pony Express Open Wheel for Amateurs Laguna Seca Heat number 1 race. Are you ready? Waiting on one more driver, that is Paul Boyle to grid, and then we will see that iRacing safety car, beautiful Porsche, take this field around once. Looks like we're about to start rolling here. There we go. Getting all set up from gridding, pacing around. See the lights just at the top of your screen. Getting ready to go. Thank you everybody for watching and sticking with us all season long for the Pony Express Open Wheel for Amateurs. Every week, every Monday we go green at 7:50. Going up the hill. Gonna get on vehicle for Brad McCombs. Gonna jump in that beautiful cockpit. This is turn number 6. This is the Ray Hall Straight. You see the Bubba Burger sign. Warming up those tires. You are currently on board with pole sitter Brad McCombs. But here's the real tricky turn. This is turn number 7 and the corkscrew. Very, very tough turn. Now you're coming down the back half of the track. Turn number 10 right here. That pace car is going to jump off to pit road, and we are going to get ready to go green here tonight. That time is going to reset back to 20 minutes. Waiting for the green. Everybody getting bunched together, and we are green. There it goes. That 23 of Brad McCombs is going to take the field down into turn number 1. Everybody, Mark Dillon locks up the tires. Going to need those later on in the race. Might not need to pit in this first feature, but definitely will in the second feature. Everybody getting through the first couple turns very well. See our race leader going through turn 5, now up the hill to turn 6. Making that left-handed turn now on the Ray Hall straight. Going up towards that Bubba Burgers sign. Into turn 7. And down into the corkscrew for turn number 8. Everybody so far being able to get through the corkscrew without an issue. Gonna see lap times right around a minute and a half-ish. Through the final turn, gonna use a little bit of that rumble strip. Everybody doing a very good job on this first lap on these cold tires. Vehicles are not the greatest on the cold tires. Once you get the heat in them, you will be very happy because the grip will come with it. But now that we see some separation between your top 3, let's back it up just a little bit further. See Mark Dillon off track, gonna lose second, almost third. Paul Boyle definitely put the pressure on after Mark Dillon made a mistake and went right off into the sand. There goes Paul Boyle to the inside, gonna try to get the position. And no, he does not. Backs out of it, but now he's got to worry about Zach Purcell right behind him. They're 3 wide. They were 3 wide for a second. Ooh! Paul Boyle gets turned. Let's zoom it right in on that. Here we go. I'll hit play. See them all battling for position here. Tyler Watts gets in a little too hot going into turn number 7. Oh, it's not even going to be Tyler Watts. It's going to be the 32 of Zachary Nurnberger is going to spin Paul Boyle. Something happened to Dustin. See Dustin in that 74. Does he just get loose? Yes, he's going to loop it out of the final turn. Ooh, an incident with Mike Keeler. Cold tires, I mentioned it right after we finished the first lap. Going through the corkscrew. Ooh. See, that's very common. Not judging the corkscrew very well and losing the vehicle. He's going to have to jump to pit road because he probably very much did damage on that vehicle. But up front, Brad McCombs flying has a almost a 3.5 second lead. Why do I need to be so technical about it? He's got a 3.5 second lead over second place Alexander Hammonds. There's Alexander Hammonds. Sheriff Mark Dillon's going to ride in third. Fourth goes to Zach Purcell. Tyler Watts going to sit in fifth. See the 32 of Zachary Nurnberger very close together. This is the battle all within a half a second for fourth position. Heading off towards turn number 1. See, the 95 wants the inside going underneath the Firestone sign. Man, they are very much bunched together. Look at this battle for 5th as well. Actually, technically it's all a battle for 4th because they're so close together. Biggest battle on the racetrack right now. Tyler Watts looking to have a very nice run going up to turn number 6 down the Rahal Straight. Watts has the position going into the kink. Ooh, and Zachary Nürnberger gets it too as they go down through the corkscrew. Purcell's going to lose 2 positions in a matter of 2 turns, but everybody's still pointing in the right direction, and that is the most important thing. Now we're going to focus on the 95 of Tyler Watts. He is expecting, at least I'm expecting to pull away just by a little bit. Once again, I appreciate you all for being here tonight, even if you were just the drivers coming to watch the playback of the race to see how you can make your racing just a little bit better. I very much appreciate the views, the subs, and the likes. You guys are wonderful, and to anybody watching, just even if they stumble by the stream. Brian Dunlone just crashed. See what's gonna happen here. Love his scheme. Love the Audi. Currently sitting in 13th, going into turn number 1, and just loops it. Tony Watson crashes as well. Just a couple positions ahead of him. Going through turn number 5, heading towards turn number 6. Ooh, it's just going to get too much of the sand and lose the vehicle. You see it all on the tires right there. But away he goes. No harm, no foul. Didn't hurt the car. But we're going to jump back to live and see how Tyler Watts is doing. He still has Zachary Nürnberger right on his pretty much back wing. Just separated by 0.4. Just about 3 or 4 cars. Ooh! Watts gets really loose, locks up the tires, probably wheel hops just a little bit. That's going to allow Zachary Nürnberger to get by for about a second. Watts has to regroup now and try and take 4th place back. Up front, it is the 23 of Brad McCombs with a 4-second lead over Alexander Hammonds. Mark Dillon currently still riding in 3rd. And Zachary Nürnberger, you just saw it, claim that 4th position after Tyler Watts locks up his tires and wheel hops into turn number 1. And in 5th place, it is Tyler Watts. Your fastest lap of the race goes to your pole sitter, Brad McCombs, at a 122.48. That is your fastest lap of the race. Actually, just 3 drivers are within the 122 mark, and that is your top 3. Brad McCombs still flying, puts the fastest lap of the race down once again. Very good lap, as we're getting a little bit of cloud cover. Gotta zoom in just a little bit on the machine of Brad McCombs. Get a good look at that. Call them scales? I don't know. But good looking scheme. Driver is pretty much flying. Last couple laps he has bettered his fastest lap. We'll look at Alexander Hammonds and Sheriff Mark Dillon, because Mark Dillon is closing in on Alexander Hammonds a little bit each lap. At least last lap it was a 1/10.5. Let's see, coming out of turn number 11 towards the line, Hammonds puts a 122.85. And once again, 2/10 faster is Sheriff Mark Dillon, a 122.66. Has a lot to do how well they're doing through turn 1 and the corkscrew. Zachary Nuremberger, 32, has crashed. See what happens as he's crossing the start-finish line right there. Could it be as he's going into one? Oh yeah, he's going to wheel hop and loop that 32 Pony Express. Beautiful looking scheme. Kind of looks like the Miami colors of the race this weekend. Ooh, Aaron Clable also spins. See if he collects anybody. He's currently sitting in the 7th position. Well, the 6th position when this happened. Ooh! He spins. Purcell has a moment, but Purcell corrects it rather fast, and both of them continue on their way. This did allow Boatman to close in just a little bit more. Okay, what happened to Sheriff Mark Dillon and Brad McCombs? I'm gonna have to backtrack here because I gotta figure out what happened. Did Brad have an incident? Or is he just slowing down to try to make it? Because that could be a very big possibility. We're going to watch Mark Dillon, because Mark Dillon was only a second and a half behind. And closing fast. So we're currently seeing this at speed, or full speed, to see where the gap happened. But he's staying on track, and it's looked like he's just a little bit slower. Yeah, the gap just happened. But look at this. Brad McCombs had, I'm pretty sure, about an 8-second lead on Alexander Hammonds. And Hammonds has been faster. Still seeing McCombs. You see Hammonds now in the background. We have 7 minutes left in feature number 1. I'm curious if it has something to do with needing to save fuel, because Mark Dillon is having some big issues. He currently has Tyler Watts a second and a half behind him, and that's bringing Zachary Nuremberger in the picture as well. Brad McCombs hit the go-go button again because he has pulled away about a second and a half since we started talking about all this moving around. But, ooh, Dustin Vase. Go see what happened here in the brightly colored 74 machine, and James Boatman as well. We'll go to that right afterwards. Ooh, he's gonna loop it right before the Firestone. Paul Boyle gets by no problem. Has to use the sand and everything, but let's go check out James Boatman. See him in the nicely colored 205 machine. Gonna go underneath the mother's sign. Into turn 6. There it goes. That's turn 5. Not a lot. Not too bad. And there goes Paul Boyle again. Let's go back up front. 5.5 seconds separate McCombs and Hammonds. Dillon 17.5 seconds back. That was a very close battle that has completely fallen off. It could very much be also these tires. We saw Mark Dillon push very hard. Going up the hill to turn number 6, 7 through the corkscrew now. That's in turn number 8 to the rainy curve. Sweeping left-hander down to turn number 10. Still about 5.5 seconds separate Brad McCombs and Alexander Hammonds. Looking at the closest battle on track right now, you got to go all the way back to P number 6 between Tony Watson and Aaron Claybaugh. Just 4 minutes left. Ooh, Alexander Hammonds has a big issue. Oh no. Going into turn number 1 possibly. Does he wheel hop and spin in turn number 1? Yes, he does. Ooh. He gets it fixed very fast, but he's going to lose about 6 seconds due to it. There he is trying to regroup. Right now, Mark Dillon is only 6.5 seconds behind. So, with 3.5 minutes left, here is your top 5. Brad McCombs has been your leader throughout this whole first feature. Driving up on Daniel Barnett, you see him in screen right there. Alexander Hammonds currently sitting in second, about 12 seconds back. Sheriff Mark Dillon in third. Thomas Watts sitting in fourth. Zachary Nurnberger in fifth. Sixth brings us to Aaron Claybaugh. And then seventh, it is Tony Watson. Paul Boyle and Dustin Vase is 8th and 9th. And rounding out your top 10, it is James Boatman. That big battle with Zach Purcell brewing. Purcell's making the pass right there. Going into the final turn and heading back towards the line. Ooh, Boatman undercuts Purcell again into turn number 1, and they are just flip-flopping positions. Heck of a battle here. Purcell overtakes Boatman again. This is fun to watch. This is very fun to watch as Purcell is slowly starting to pull away now. Ooh, a little squirrely right there. Going into the corkscrew, both getting through it fine. I've always had an issue with that turn. But up front with a minute 20 left, looking at 2 laps to go, you have this lap and then the next lap most likely. Unless he really slows down. But Alexander Hammonds has really closed in. Mostly because Brad McCombs had to pit. Paul Boyle has crashed. Let's go see what happened with that 14. Going into turn number 1, I think we all know what's going to happen. Everything's going to look good, and he's going to wheel hop and spin right about there. Yeah, it gets going very fast, too. Let's go back to live. We are getting the white flag here in feature number 1. White flags in the air. Can Brad McCombs take one last lap issue free, incident free, and he will win feature number 1, and we will talk to him, or we will at least attempt to talk to him. Because I do not see him in the Discord. It's very unfortunate. I very much enjoy talking to Brad McCombs whenever he podiums or wins a feature 1 or 2. McCombs is still pulling away from Alexander Hammonds. That lead has risen to about 4 seconds. Time has run out. This is the final lap of the race. Getting through the corkscrew, heading through the rainy corner. That's turn number 9 into the 10th turn. The right-hander heading down to the final turn. Coming through turn 11 and winning feature number 1, it is Brad McCombs. Might be out of gas. Oh, that was a lot closer than it should have been. He is very much out of gas. Wow. Looks like Zach Purcell is out of gas too and dropping positions. He has had to jump to pit road. Wow. Big wow. Brad McCombs is your feature number 1 winner, followed by... Once we get the results, I will post them on your screen. Amazing. Absolutely amazing right there. Here it goes. Session switch. Yep, there it goes. Show the results of feature number 1. Brad McCombs, your winner, followed by Alexander Hammonds, Sheriff Mark Dillon in 3rd, Zachary Nurnberger 4th, Tony Watts 5th, Tony Watson 5th, Tyler Watson 6th, Aaron Claybaugh comes home 7th in the first feature, 8th is Paul Boyle, James Boatman 9th, 10 goes to Dustin Vase, 11th Zach Purcell, Brian Dunlon 12th, 13th is Daniel Barnett, and 14th shotgun on the field, it is Mike Keeler. So we will invert the top 10, so Dustin Vase will be your pole sitter for feature number 2. But we will show you that when we get ready to go. Just have about a minute left. So let's send it to the Nerds Do Nerd Things podcast for their little plug.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
You're watching All-Star 15 TV. To bring you all the action from Derby, Connecticut, here is AJ Capote.
And we are back, everybody. The warm-up has been concluded, and we are getting ready for feature number 2 here tonight at Laguna Seca. Thank you, everybody, for joining me here tonight. It is the Pony Express Open Wheel for Amateurs event, race number 4. Going across the top of your screen will be the leaderboard as they get started, but make it a little easier, let's show you the starting grid. Dustin Vase, your pole sitter for feature number 2. James Boltman gonna ride outside shotgun. Paul Boyle gonna start 3rd. Aaron Claybaugh 4th. 5th goes to Tyler Watts. Tony Watson gonna be in 6th. Zach Nurnberger gonna be 7th. 8th, Sheriff Mark Dillon. 9th is gonna see Alexander Hammonds, and feature number 1 winner will be Brad McCombs. Zach Purcell gonna start in the 11th position right there in that 51. Very nice looking scheme 51. Brian Dunlone gonna be 12th. 13th is Daniel Barnett. We are rolling. We are a lap away from going green. This is gonna put on one heck of a show like the first feature did. I was very shocked that Brad McCombs runs out of gas coming out of turn 11. Still wins the race, but could have gotten very hairy. Lights are off on that Porsche iRacing safety car, so that means we will be going green this time by. The time will reset to a half hour, so don't mind it counting down now. There they go, up towards turn number 7. A little kink to the right, and then down the corkscrew. Very tricky turn. We only saw one driver make a mistake through that into the first feature. So what I'm very much expecting is a little caution with these drivers on the cold tires. We know with these vehicles, cold tires are not your friend. Very easy to lose the vehicle. But once we get some heat in these vehicles, they're going to fly. Would not be surprised if turn 1 is a pain in the butt like it was the whole time. There is going to need to be pitting. Some drivers were able to make it, some definitely were not. Pace car hits pit road, and we are green here once again at Laguna Seca for feature number 2. Going up the hill towards turn number 1. See Paul Boyle putting some pressure early on James Boatman, force that second place position. Waiting to see if anybody loses it in turn 1. Everybody's good. Everybody being patient for the first couple turns. So far, Dustin Dustface is leading the charge up front. Gapping James Boatman by a second. It's a very fun racetrack. There's only one turn, and we're coming up to it right now, that is a very tricky turn. Because there's a reason why they call it the corkscrew. It's a downhill chicane, pretty much. Let's check James Boatman and Paul Boyle. Looks to be heating up just a little bit. Right behind them, it's Aaron Claybaugh and Tyler Watts, side by side coming out of the final turn. Right behind them, it is Tony Watson and Sheriff Mark Dillon. And Zachary Nurnberger. Let's see, Zachary have the position going into turn 1. No, he's still going to have Tony Watson to the inside. Ooh, and he's going to spin. No contact. Alexander Hammond, just a little bit of a tap there. Let's see if there's any damage on that 126. Does not look like it. So he is still going strong. But big issue with the number 59/1 machine. Ooh, what happened to our good friend Dustin? He goes off track. Let's see if we can go back and see that. Here it is. Through turn 4. Oh, 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 a lot of damage. Nobody's gonna hit him. He's gonna go right to pit road. Big issues for your feature number 2 pole sitter. Let's go back to live. Paul Boyle currently holding the top position, but James Boatman and Tyler Watts position change for second. Tyler Watts shoots to the inside, passing James Boatman. Right now, it is Boyle, Watts, and Boatman, your top 3. Going underneath the Firestone sign. 2 vehicles out of the race as we speak. Dustin Vase, your feature number 2 pole sitter, and Mike Keeler. If this is the first time you are watching the Pony Express Open Wheel for Amateurs, hit that like button, subscribe to All-Star 15 TV. We will follow the Pony Express Open Wheel for Amateurs all season long right here on All-Star 15 TV. Just under 5 minutes completed in this second feature. And right now, Paul Boyle cannot pull away from Tyler Watts. Got a little bit of a draft going along the front straightaway. What's Watts going to be able to do with it as they head towards turn 1? Just going to be able to close in. Ooh, Brian Dunlon has an issue. Let's see if we can get to that. He is the 62, right middle screen. Going to clip the dirt. Nope, still looking good. Through the final turn. This is where he's going to loop it. Yes, he is. Ooh, and the 57 gets into it hard. Or the 67, I apologize. Going to go back up front where the battle is. Boyle is putting a little time on Watts. Go into some TV mixed cameras. See how well these do. Coming right at you into the final turn. Pretty much eye level with these drivers. There's your top 3 right there. Coming across the line. Let's see who's the fastest of the 3. It is your leader, Paul Boyle, at a 1:22.78. Watts has the lead cut down to a 17. Oh, Barnett crashes once again. This time it looks like it was all his own. Oh, he's missing a front wing. There he goes. Darn, I thought he was going to 360 it beautifully. Down the corkscrew. See Watts closing in just a little bit. Lost about 2/10. Boyle goes a little wide in that final turn. That's going to allow Watts to close in just a little bit. Down to a half a second gap. All three of these drivers are within a second. Brad McCombs flying like a bat out of hell, under 3 seconds and closing fast, currently sitting in fourth. He was your feature number winner, trying to get the overall win here tonight. Boyle still doing a good job keeping both Watts and Claybaugh at bay. Mark Dillon with the fastest Sector 5 time. Mark Dillon's always consistent, especially when he's running very well, which he is tonight. Going through the final turn, you could put a blanket underneath these three drivers. You see McCombs in the background in that 23. Here it comes. Tyler Watts trying to put some pressure on the 14 of Boyle. Clips the sand just a little bit. Doesn't do a lot of to mess up these cars, and that can very much do it. Oh, Dustin crashes. You're gonna. Oh no, that's not Dustin. That's Daniel Barnett. You saw him go straight into the turn 8 wall. McCombs down to almost 2 seconds. He's gonna have draft of the third place vehicle very shortly. Might not happen on this front stretch, but could very much happen on the Ray Hall straight, depending on how he's going to take these turns. Fastest lap of the race goes to Sheriff Mark Dillon at a 1:22.09. That number 3 is hauling the mail big time. Boyle has started separating himself from Watts and Claybaugh by just a little bit, which can very much help out Brad McCombs get by one driver at a time as they head up to turn number 6. Heading up the hill to the kink of 7. They are side by side. Claybaugh, Watts going into the corkscrew, keeping it nice and clean. But Claybaugh is going to have to keep third place through that. Here comes Brad McCombs in 4th. Brad McCombs going to put a lot of pressure on both these drivers. We are under 20 minutes left in feature number 2. 65 tries to undercut Watts just a little bit, going to lose a little time. Here comes McCombs. Sheriff Mark Dillon hits pit road. McCombs currently content riding in that 4th position, but Paul Boyle is pulling away, and he is now 2.5 seconds ahead of Tyler Watts. Zach Purcell with an issue. Normally don't hear that a lot. See what happens here with that 51 machine going into turn number 1. Is it what we've seen all night? Wheel hopping a little bit. Ooh, doesn't really crash. Just a half a spin. Loses a little bit of time to Tony Watson. Let's go back to this battle for second place. First car is Tyler Watts. Aaron Claybaugh in the Chick-fil-A 65. And Brad McCombs in the 23. Each driver will have to pit in this second feature to make it to the end. Ooh, 23 almost tapped the back end of Claybaugh's machine. Had a nice run entering turn 1 and really had to check out of it. As all this is happening, Paul Boyle is pulling away. Going up the hill to turn number 6 through 7. And down the corkscrew for 8. McCombs is really going to have to set up the pass right around now to try to make it into turn 1. He is not close enough to do it, but here comes Aaron Claybaugh to pit road. Combs is going to stay out, Watts has stayed out, and Paul Boyer, the leader, is about to cross the start-finish line 2 seconds ahead of Tyler Watts. You are watching the Pony Express Open Wheel for Amateurs Week number 4 race here on All-Star 15 TV. We are at the Laguna Seca racetrack. This is the feature number 2 race tonight with 15 and a half minutes left. We are just about halfway. Pit stops have started. Chase Baker, what's going on, pal? Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you always tuning in. Right after the race tonight, we're going to have about a half-hour break before we go ARCA racing at Rockingham Speedway for the Rockin' a Hard Place 80. The Extreme Forces Racing League is going to go around Rockingham. It's going to be fun, going to be interesting. McCombs goes off track. He's going to lose positions. Or just the position he gained. He's only off for about a second and a half. Gonna stay out on the racetrack, and now he's gonna try to catch Tyler Watts all over again. McCombs trying to catch Tyler Watts. Trying to gain as many positions as possible, gain as much ground as possible before pit stops all cycle through. Leader Paul Boyle doing a very good job being able to hold on to that lead. Coming up the hill to turn number 6. Gonna take that left-handed turn and head towards Bubba Burgers. On the Ray Hall Straight. Yeah, there's Bubba Burgers. Gets me hungry every time. Your biggest mover of the race is that 23 machine of Brad McCombs. If anybody's going to duck down pit road, not out of these top 3. Staying out. 13 and a half minutes left to go. With that being said, why don't we switch it to Crank It Up? And we are back, everybody, after that crank it up. Thank you all for bearing with me while I go grab a drink. Voice was getting a little loose there. And I didn't want it to start cracking while everybody was watching me. AJ will win this. Well, thank you. I appreciate it, Noah. Not many people will say that out loud. But I do have a wonderful face for radio. Or when you can't see me. But up front it is Brad McCombs. He has not yet pit. Paul Boyle, Zach Purcell both have. That is your second and third place drivers. Fourth place goes to Tyler Watts. Alexander Hammonds rounds out the top five. Actually, now that I think about it, I don't think Zach Purcell has pit. Ooh, the 95 of Tyler Watts has a big issue. He's going to lose another position to Mark Dillon. Going to drop all the way back to sixth. Brad McCombs hits pit road in his box. We're going to see second place as he's coming out of turn 11. This is going to be very close there. You saw Purcell in the background hitting pit road. McCombs looks to come out as your P2 driver, but right on his back bumper is going to be Alexander Hammonds and company. Good move by Brad McCombs. Now he's currently only back a second and a half. Let's see if he can close in. Let's see if he can definitely close in. Just 8 minutes left. Stick with us after this. We will talk to our top three finishers in feature number 2. Should be fun. Let's see who it's going to be. So we talked about later on tonight where it's the Extreme Forces Racing League going to Rockingham for Rock and a Hard Place 80. But on Wednesday it is the Thunderstorm League of Racing Hold My Beer 170 from Talladega Super Speedway. Join us at 8 o'clock Wednesday night for that event. Should be fun, should be interesting. Can Noah Wilson win? I think he won last year. Or maybe it was Steve Accardi. One of those two drivers. Can Noah either win again or redeem not winning? But behind, you see a big incident. That is Sheriff Mark Dillon goes off track. Going into turn number 5. He's not going to have help. Is he going to lock up the tires and wheel hop? Yeah, he's definitely going to wheel hop and then back it into a little bit of a pavement trap there. Gravel trap. Paul Boyle still your race leader, followed by Brad McCombs, who is closing very fast. Let's see how close it is. Alexander Hammonds right there as well. See, I was right. Noah won. Boom. I can remember these things. Cool. Ooh, McCombs off track just a little bit. Ooh, and Boyle's gonna spin. That's going to give way to Brad McCombs and Alexander Hammonds. Alexander Hammonds is going to try to capitalize on McCombs letting off the gas just a little bit so he doesn't make contact with Paul Boyle. But going to be able to hold on to the lead as they go through turn number 6 up to turn 7 and the corkscrew of turn number 8. Both drivers just need to be consistent. They will have some very good feature number 2 results. McCombs will be up 9 positions from where he started, and Alexander Hammonds is up 7 positions from where he started at the beginning of feature number 2. Oh, and they contact after they both spin. Still going the right way after they kind of fix each other. But Hammond's your leader right now. Wow. That 23 lit up those tires and collected both himself and Hammonds bumped them both going in the right direction again. 4 minutes left. This is 100% the race to watch right here. These two drivers, what's going to happen? Going up towards turn 1. Here comes the run by the 23. Gonna take a little bit wide of an entrance. Gonna try to get the run off. And no, I think you meant back to back. By the way. Unless you meant to do that. McCombs goes off track once again as they're coming through turn number 5 up to turn number 6. Hammonds is extending his lead just a little bit. Right behind them, Tyler Watts and Paul Boyle putting on a nice battle. Looking at just about 2 laps to go. Driving through turn 9, heading towards turn number 10. We're going to get the 2 to go here. Brad McCombs right on the back bumper or back wing of Alexander Hammonds. Here comes the run again as McCombs hits the cones on the exit of pit road. That was kind of funny how they went flying. Ooh, both drivers go way wide. McCombs going to lose a little time to it. See, sometimes following the leader does not help. Going through turn number 9 right now. Going to be running around this course one more time here tonight. Hammonds goes wide. Going to go very wide. That's going to allow Brad McCombs to close into about a half a second. 3/10, 2/10. Going to have a heck of a run going down the front stretch using that draft. Going to pull out just a little bit. Going to be even going into turn 1. Something's going to have to give. Somebody's going to have to back out of it. You see McCombs is going to take the far outside lane. Going to try to do an undercut off of turn number 1, but no. Going to have to settle for staying behind Hammonds. Underneath the Firestone sign for the final time. Hammonds with another issue. Lead down the 3/10. Going up towards turn number 6. To the Ray Hall straight we go. Almost even on racetrack into the kink of 7. They're going to be side by side down into the corkscrew. Advantage going to go to McCombs. But this 9th turn is a left-hander giving the inside lane. Ooh, they touch. Still side by side in turn number 10. Advantage Brad McCombs for the 2nd. Going through turn 11. Both drivers going to have to really hope their car sticks. Oh, and they... Oh. Big issue for James Boatman. He's going to clip Brad McCombs. Your winner of feature number 2 is going to be Alexander Hammonds. Tyler Watt's going to come in number 2nd. 3rd is going to be Brad McCombs. Sheriff Mark Dillon's going to finish in P4. 5th is going to be Paul Boyle. Aaron Claybaugh in 6th. 7th, Zachary Nurnberger. 8th, Zach Purcell. Tony Watson going to be in 9th. You saw James Boatman get into it with Brad McCombs. He's going to come home in 10th. 11th is Brian DeLone. As he's going to cross the line right there. Wow. What a battle through the final turn. What a battle. Let's see if we could talk to some of our drivers. See if we can get a hold of Alexander Hammonds. Alexander Hammonds, it is AJ Capola in the Indian T booth. Do you have a copy, pal?
Got you loud and clear.
Hey man, what a battle you and Brad were having for those last couple laps. If you went off track, he went off track. If it was just awesome battling those last couple laps. Unfortunately, it ended the way it did with the lapped car. But how'd your race go tonight between feature number 1 and the feature number 2 where you actually won?
Well, feature number 1, I just didn't have anything for Brad. He just drove an excellent race, and, well, I wouldn't have been close to him had he not run out of fuel there at the last straightaway. I'm still trying to process what just went down in feature 2. That's a huge credit to him. That was a really fun race we had there. It's a shame he had that contact off the last turn and finished 3rd for what could have been a nice run to the finish.
Yeah, you guys from turn 7 to the corkscrew all the way to turn 11. I feel like you guys were going to be even to the line side by side. That might have made the computer background if it was going to be as close as I was expecting. But dude, congratulations on your feature number 2 win. It was definitely hard fought. Got any sponsors on that vehicle that you plug, it seems like, every week now?
No, I don't have any sponsors. Just huge thanks to Mark and the rest of the guys for putting on this league. It's always fun every week, and thanks to you for putting on a good broadcast. Can't wait to watch it back.
Yeah, I thank you for the kind words there. I have a blast, and I mean an absolute blast broadcasting you guys. You always put on a show, and it's different. You see a lot of NASCAR leagues, you see a lot of prototype or GT leagues. You don't see a lot of Formula leagues at all, and I'm happy to be broadcasting one of them.
Yeah, I'm just glad we can put on a good show for you up there.
All right. That is Alexander Hammonds, your feature number 2 winner. Have a good week, dude. Can't wait to see you next Monday.
See you then.
All right, let's see if we can pull our second place finisher. That would be Mr. Tyler Watts in the 95. Tyler Watts, AJ Capola in the Indian T booth. Do you have a copy?
Yes, sir.
Hey, man. Well, I'm not going to say you lucked into a P2 finish because you were running very well this whole second feature, but man, sometimes the cards and the cookie crumbles that way. So What are your
Hey,
thoughts on feature 2?
luck or not, I'm gonna take it. Whether it was deserved on track or whether it was, a fortunate P2. I feel like luck hasn't really gone my way much this season, so any bit of luck that does come my way, I'm gonna grab it with both hands.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. You were still very competitive all night tonight. It's it's always fun watching you guys go around a track that I haven't seen since my Forza whatever days, Forza 7, 6. So it was fun getting out to Laguna Seca for this, but man, when it's not Brad McCombs, it's Alexander Hammonds, but you are always securely within that top 4, top 5. What do you credit that to? A lot of practice time, you just good in these formula cars. What do you credit that to?
Honestly, I put no practice time in except for the 25 minutes before the session. Tonight I got new racing shoes though, so I'm gonna credit it to some nice Goodyear rubbers on my feet. Pretty happy about that. No, I feel like all season I've had the pace. Definitely not to win because yeah, Alex and Brad they're in their own league, but I definitely feel like I should have had 2 or 3 other podiums, but I feel like I've pushed too hard and am constantly wrecking myself. And so it was nice to finally have a race where I just focused on safety and got to see the rewards come through.
Yeah, dude. It's always fun to see what you guys do on track, but I'm sorry, racing shoes for an actual car, but for a sim, if that works, I might need to go buy some.
I'll tell you why. In DHE, our other league, I was running, I just got my brand new load cell, and I twisted my foot wrong when I broke. Like I was used to the pedal moving, and when it didn't move, I went to like rotate my ankle in a weird way, and I popped a blood vessel in my toe. And so I tried wearing my tennis shoes, but they kept getting caught on each other. So yeah, I just found a nice pair of Goodyear racing shoes.
Dude, you're not supposed to hurt yourself
it
when you sim race.
Well, I don't do a lot of things right, so hurting myself just makes sense. So.
And you're talking to a guy who sprained their wrist because their force feedback was up too high and crashed into a wall.
Yeah, I mean, if you're getting hurt, that just means you're trying in an appropriate amount. So if you're not getting hurt, you're not trying hard enough. So.
All right, dude. Tyler, do you got anything on that vehicle that you would like to plug? Sponsors?
Just the Pony Express team. Every week I'm coming in with a new color, and this weird tan color I brought in today.
Yeah, that was nice.
The most luck. So I might bring out some purple next week. Might bring out a gold to try to push myself up into P1. I don't know. We'll see. We'll bring out the color palette and see what happens. So.
I like it. You kind of change it up depending on what race you guys are running, because that tan color would have fit in perfectly with the sand and everything here at Laguna Seca.
Yep, that way if I beached myself, no one would have seen me.
Exactly. I was thinking the exact same thing. All right, Tyler,
Yep.
You have a good one. Can't wait to see you next week.
Yep. All right, man. Appreciate it. Have a good one.
See ya. All right, everybody. That was your first place winner, Alexander Hammonds, and then Tyler Watts finishing in second. It's been fun. It's been real. I love this racetrack. The corkscrew didn't seem to be the issue here tonight with one driver going around it. Turn 1 seemed to be the very big issue. A lot of wheel hopping, a lot of spins, but it makes for great TV, so it's always fun broadcasting the Pony Express open wheel for amateurs. We are at Laguna Seca tonight. Your winner, Alexander Hammonds, followed by Tyler Watts and Brad McCombs. Those are your podium positions. Until next week, stay safe, stay cool, stay classy. We will see you on the next broadcast. Come check out the Extreme Forces Racing League at Rockingham in just about a half hour's time here on All-Star 15 TV. Till then, y'all have a good one, everybody. See you later.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.